Kia ora and welcome to Astro Musical Interventions. My name is Kāren Hunter. I'm talking to you from Auckland, Tamaki Makaurau, in Aotearoa, New Zealand. I'm sharing with you my passion for music and astrology with this podcast. And behind my words is a background from a mystical sound journey I offered in Northland this last weekend. Today is Thursday, the 17th of April, 2025. There's a storm raging outside. Storms are beautiful times to be indoors and safe and cocooned in warm, gentle experiences. When it's stormy outside, we can feel the tranquility inside reflected. The sounds of the rattlings of the windows, the trees, things bumping around. It's a turbulent period all around. You can probably hear that coming through the recording. But inside the safety of my sacred temple, my body, my little cave where I find myself in creativity mode, it feels still and centered and empty. Today we have Mars on the 29th degree of Cancer, readying itself to move into Leo tomorrow, and so ending a massive retrograde and movement through Cancer. Mars, the god of war, of masculinity, of testosterone, the god of action, activity, instinct, impulse, the part of us that wants to get things moving, reaction, reactivity, has been since November 2024, moving backwards from Leo into Cancer, the water sign of Cancer, the oceans, the beach, a place where it's very hard to keep time and get things moving. Mars has been dallying in the water at the beach, dragging with the outward going tide many of our desires, many of our abilities to move forward. And as Mars is now readying itself to move into the fire sign of Leo, we'll be experiencing a letting go of that phase. A phase is changing. Our energy will be more accessible. We will have work to do. We may have been in periods of deep reflection. Many of us who identify as Mars-ruled people, Scorpios, Aries, people with Mars in the first house, or the MC, or the IC, or the DC, people with strong Mars placements, may have been experiencing things like injuries to the body, or headaches and migraines, or infections, ear infections, eye infections, bad haircuts. And, at the extreme end, concussions, strokes, aneurysms, falls. This period has been rich for many with the reality of being in the body. The fact that we can't always force ourselves to do. We are human beings. It's not optional. The program is not optional. And life will remind us again and again and again, we're here to learn to be and to let go of the drive to measure the success of our day, of our week, of our life by how much we achieved, or how much money we made, or how many people came, or how big our savings account is, how many cars we have, how many children, lovers, fancy shoes, the doing of life. falls away when Mars is in Cancer. As it comes back into Leo, hopefully we've done some powerful inner work. Cancer is the mother, the nurturer, the diet, the stomach, the breasts, these areas of life that need attention in order for us to feel nurtured. And so this period of Mars retrograde into Cancer and back towards Leo as it moves today and tomorrow is one of remembering what we need in order to go on. Mars in Leo is much more assertive. Mars is a fire energy and Leo is a fire sign. So we can experiencing putting in place some of the initiatives that have been bubbling in the steam pool of late. And for many of us in our personal lives in the West, this will be positive, this will be joyful and an opportunity to get things moving, create, make, perform, shine, speak, be seen, do on the global stage. And for those who are already living in poverty and war zones, the outlook may be slightly different. Sending love and prayers to all of those who are in need and have less than they need today. Sending love and prayers to people incarcerated, people who have lost their loved ones, and people whose hearts are sad and heavy. Sending love and prayers. As Mars moves into Leo, it will fall immediately into trine with Neptune and Mercury. Both Neptune and Mercury are conjunct today at 0 degrees of Aries. As another fire sign, Aries is 120 degrees away from Leo, so this will create a trine. The Mercury-Neptune energy allows us to give voice to our visions and dreams. Mercury is the analyst, the bringer of detail and discernment, the trickster, the one with the wise words, the one who is able to move between the gods and communicate. And Neptune being the god of the deep water, of the dream, of the divinity, spirituality, religion and fantasy. Mercury is able to put into words the dream, to speak the dream. And of course, sometimes when speaking the dream, as a trickster, Mercury may speak with a forked tongue. There might be confusion in the spoken realm, in the media, in the social media network, in the mainstream news, and of course in all of the ways that we communicate in the world. We may be finding things are becoming more and more confusing. Mercury has a way of offering us a clear pathway if we communicate with clarity. So each of us can put our attention on speaking clearly, effectively, and with positivity what we glean in our individual visions, in our individual dreams, in our individual ways forward. Aries, the fire sign, is the beginning of the zodiac, and this point 0 Aries is the absolute beginning of the entire zodiac. So Neptune and Mercury meeting here at 0 degrees of Aries speaks to a new cycle of dream and communication, a new cycle of spirituality and dissemination, a new cycle of activity and action. And because human beings are an evolving species, it's a new cycle of evolution. Dream ourselves, each and every one of us, into the life we want to live, not in the material, but in the interior, through our practices, our meditations, our music, our chanting, through our writing, our journaling, through our photography, our dance, through our art, through our loving and our caring for each other. We can dream ourselves into the future we want to experience. Mars will give us that energy. Mars will invigorate and make it possible for us to put energy into these new ways of being. On the 20th, the Sun will move into Taurus, the Earth sign, the most solid, stable, tenacious, some would say stubborn Earth sign of the zodiac, the fixed Earth. And it will sit there square Mars. We may have an opinion about something, or an opinion may be pushed towards us. When we just let everything flow and don't speak up for anything, it's hard to gauge where we are in relation to the ones around us. So if there is something to say, articulate it. Have a boundary. Put your skin on. Speak your truth. Squares offer us opportunities to move through difficult situations, or like grit under the skin, sandpaper. Squares are a 90-degree aspect, and they offer us some conflict, an opportunity to move through an annoyance, an obstacle. Something comes up that doesn't quite sit right, and we learn to move through. But first we have to meet it. We can't just run from everything that seems to offer us an obstacle. With a square, we turn and face the thing, the situation. We decide how to deal with it wisely, and then we move. Mars's trajectory into Leo will bring it into opposition with Pluto. Pluto is presently at 3 degrees of Aquarius, and Mars will be at 3 degrees of Leo, opposite Pluto to the degree, on the 26th of April. This standoff is an opposition between two levels of power. Mars and Pluto both represent power in astrology. Mars is the physical, the regenerative, the sexual. Pluto, the transformative, the molecular. So Mars and Pluto working together has a shadow of a power struggle, but it has a light of an incredible ability to transform anger into action, or reactivity into activity. Mars and Pluto together will enable evolution to occur in our lives and will stop at nothing to achieve it. Lessons of Pluto aren't easy lessons, but they are reduced in severity if we can allow ourselves to flow with the program. Some things we can't fight. We can't change other people. We can only change ourselves. The harder we try to control other people, the harder it will be for us to move forward. And the more we dig in when meeting powerful opposition, the harder we will fall. So Mars and Pluto in opposition offer us the opportunity to surrender, but take the action we can take and move one step at a time into a place of growth and positivity and shining. Leo needs to be seen. Leo is that part of each of our charts that has something to offer and can't help itself but be generous. Leo rules the heart. Mars moving into Leo can open the heart and create a fire burning inside that is generous, that wants to share in vulnerability, that wants to share courageously. Feel that Mars energy within our psyche, whichever house it falls in your chart. It will be invigorating, a very special part of your chart. In synchronicity with this movement, Venus and Saturn meet in Pisces, giving structure to the way we love, giving boundaries and bringing some care and responsibility into the way we love. Venus is so happy in Pisces, but Saturn is a bit of a wet blanket. He's there with the North Node. So there is once again an emphasis on moving into the future, an emphasis on our evolutionary potential. It's as if the archetypes are saying, give your deepest love, but retain your boundaries. Give your deepest care responsibly. Saturn and Venus together are speaking to boundaries and responsible loving, to caring for our bodies and our loved ones with commitment and tenacity. Saturn conjunct the North Node requires us to let go of any excessive structures in our lives that might hold us in a place of stagnation. And often we find that these moments of change are preceded by an exaggeration of the thing that we need to let go of. So as we're moving forward, what propels us to make the change is an intense moment where we are shown exactly what we don't want. And this might take the place of relationship to other, relationship to self, relationship to work, to home, to place. It could come out anywhere. But when things build to a head, as they may well do with Mars opposite Pluto, Venus conjunct Saturn, we know that we are moving towards letting go of the things that don't work. So coming back to the moment we're in to finish this kōrero today. Here we are with Mars at 29 degrees of Cancer. It's a beautiful opportunity to contemplate what we have learned in the last 6 months with regards to our energy, our vitality, how the waters of our souls have bubbled and boiled through November, December, January, February, March into April. The whole summer in the Southern Hemisphere. So much has taken place. Allow yourself to reflect on what's worked well and what hasn't. Celebrate what you've learned and prepare for the next step.